You're listening to ChainLeak, the crypto news podcast with your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Follow and subscribe today.
Welcome to the ChainLeak podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Today's episode is sponsored by Stader, a multi-chain liquidity staking platform. Today's guest, Amitej, the founder and CEO of Stader. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks a lot, Josh, for having me on the show today. And it's a great pleasure to be on the show and talking to you. And I hope your listeners enjoy this.
All right. So first off, tell us a little bit about Stader and what you guys are looking to do, how you are looking to transform the industry.
For sure. It's a great question to begin with. Stader, in a nutshell, very simply put, it's a liquid staking platform, and we are building liquid staking smart contracts on multiple chains. Right?
Okay.
What that means, let me actually elaborate what staking is and probably get into what liquid staking is. Right?
Yeah, for the people who haven't staked a token yet or people who aren't familiar with liquidity pools, let's start there. Explain that to them, and then we'll move further into what Stader is doing.
Sure. So let's just probably cover a little bit about what staking is.
Okay.
So the way crypto networks today, especially the proof of stake networks function, is that validators or users stake their POS assets like Ethereum, Solana, or Polygon, Matic, or any other POS token. Right?
Okay.
They stake those POS tokens with the validators, and using these stake tokens, validators are actually securing the network.
Yep.
Right? So it's a known thing. Now, when users are staking their tokens, those tokens are locked with the validators.
Now, when you say they're locked with the validators, does the end user always control that asset? Are they the only person that ever has access to that asset once it is staked?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So for all practical purposes, they are the only one who has access to that asset. There are a few exceptional scenarios like slashing, etc., where a validator kind of commits like a fraud or he tries to actually game the network. That is when the
Okay.
network kind of penalizes this stake. Otherwise, for
Okay.
all practical purposes, the users have complete control over the assets.
Okay. For people that haven't staked yet, what you need to understand is when you put an asset into your cryptocurrency wallet and you stake it, you retain access to that asset at all times. So if you want to unstake, some different liquidity pools have an unstaking period. But other than that, you are the only person that can ever access them tokens. You're not giving them to a third party. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Especially if they are actually staking using a decentralized wallet, they are the only
Okay.
ones that have access to it. If they are
Now is-
staking from a custodian or from an exchange like
Yep.
Binance or Coinbase, then the custodian or the exchange has control over the tokens.
Right. Now, is Stader decentralized?
Completely decentralized.
Okay.
We don't hold custody of users' assets.
And what would you consider as the main pain point that Stader solves?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest issues with staking today is one, how do users find the best possible returns from the validators? That means they need to go discover the validators, identify the validators who are providing the best possible returns and are
Yep.
safe and secure from slashing. That means they need to actually go do performance checks on the validators. So we
Okay.
eliminate we eliminate the need to do that for the users, because we actually, as a platform, as a decentralized protocol, skim through all the data, have our own products that kind of identify the best possible set of validators to stake with.
So you guys filter through,
Yes.
is it an automated system or is it manual on your end? filtering through these different validators?
So typically, it's an automated process where we extract all the data, and
Okay.
then obviously using on-chain metrics, we
Yep.
actually stake with the validators. So the
Okay.
staking with the validators happens automatically.
Because personally, that's the thing I always run into with these different networks and different tokens and blockchains is trying to figure out who are the best validators. What do they represent? What are they looking to do by me delegating my assets to them? As an end user, it's confusing and it's hard to figure out what's the best way to move. So you're telling me that using Stader, you guys do all that hard work for us?
Yeah, of course. Not only just that. The other big pain point that users have today is once they stake their assets, those assets
Yep.
are locked with the validators.
Okay.
What that means is on networks like Ethereum, they cannot withdraw their assets till Ethereum enables withdrawals. But on networks
Right.
like Polygon or BNB or Solana, there is an unbonding period. On Polygon, it's about 2 to 3 days. On Solana, it's about 3 to 4 days, and on BNB, it's about 7 to 15 days. So
Okay.
they cannot actually undelegate their tokens once staked for this period
Okay.
of time.
And what do you feel is the most important aspect of why staking is important for the industry as a whole?
It's the backbone of crypto as it stands
Okay.
today, right? Apart from Bitcoin network, take any other popular network. All of them are proof of stake based. So if proof of stake and staking doesn't exist, then crypto doesn't exist. Because staking is what secures the network. And
Okay.
security is the most important aspect of blockchains, right? Because at the end of the day, we are all dealing with assets. If there is
Right.
no security, then there is no assets.
Okay.
Nobody will trust the networks.
Now, how long has Stader been around?
Yeah, so we have been around for more than a couple of years now. We've started our journey with Terra blockchain in November 2021. That's when we launched our first product on Terra. Got to $1 billion of assets that was staked with us at the peak of the Terra market cap before the Terra collapse. But then obviously we had expanded to several other blockchains, including Polygon, BNB, Hedera, uh, even Phantom, and a couple of Near as well. And right now we have about $110 million of assets staked with us.
Okay. Now, how many people are currently using the platform for staking?
On the whole, over 30,000 unique wallets are staking with us. Uh, if we include the Terra users as well, I think it's over 80,000 unique wallets that have ever used Data Platform.
Okay. And once again, could you state the total amount of value locked on Stader right now?
It's about right now. It's probably around 100 to $110 million worth of assets across these blockchains.
Okay. Now, what do you think is the biggest benefit for an end user to start using Stader?
Yeah, like I said, right? Two major benefits. One, they don't have to go research about the validators. Using Stader, they get the best possible returns and avoid all the losses that they could incur because of slashing. Two, we unlock liquidity on the staked assets. When I
Okay.
say unlocking liquidity, like I mentioned earlier, when users take their POS tokens with us, we give a liquid token or a synthetic token that represents the underlying stake. Now,
All right.
using that liquid token, they can get access to several other DeFi yield opportunities. For a,
To where they could stake that as well?
yeah, they could go and collateralize it, take loans. They could provide liquidity in secondary markets for users who want to swap in and swap out of these tokens
Okay.
for additional yields, or they could participate in exotic financial products like derivatives, including futures or options on top of these liquid tokens.
All right. Now, could you explain to the listeners how they know their assets would be safe
Yeah,
using the Stader platform?
for sure. So, like I said, we are a completely decentralized protocol, and we don't hold custody of any of the users' assets. That means all of our operations are smart contract based and on the blockchain. At any point of time, users will be able to see how much assets are deposited with our smart contract and how much of those assets are staked with the validators. And as a result, what proportion of liquid tokens are minted. All of these are completely verifiable on the chain.
Okay. Now, in addition to liquidity mining, do you guys have any mines or farms for single token staking?
There are several opportunities for single token staking as well. Like for example, if you take Matic as an example, as an illustration, right? When users,
You can stake Matic specifically through the Stader platform.
yes, of course. So
Okay.
users can stake Matic with us. They get a representative token or a liquid token called Matic X, and they
Okay.
can go lend that on Aave, or they can go lend that on a platform like OVIX, which is a lending market, on a single-sided lending, right? So it's pretty convenient and easy, and users also make slightly higher yields using that.
Okay. Now, could you mention some of your blockchain partners, specifically the chains themselves? What blockchains are you partnered up with?
So we are currently live on 6 blockchains,
Okay.
including Hedera, Polygon, BNB, Near, Phantom, and Terra 2.0.
Okay.
So these are all
Now,
the 6 chains that we have launched our liquid staking solutions on. And obviously, we are also launching Ethereum staking in a month from now.
all right. Now, I have two questions that go with that. In the future, could you see bringing Tron staking to the Stader platform?
Uh, Potentially, yes. We'll still have to evaluate how mature the DeFi ecosystem is and how some of the additional use cases can be built on top of our liquid staked Tron are. Then, if all of these are great, then obviously, why not? We would love to expand to Tron ecosystem.
Okay. Now, do you have any plans for adding staking for any ISO 20022 tokens on the platform in the future?
I'm not particularly familiar with ISO 2022 tokens, so I'll have to
Okay.
probably deep dive on that before I comment further on it.
Gotcha. So ISO is the messaging standard for banks around the world to use. There are 5 or 6 different coins that tie into this ecosystem moving forward in the next generation of banking.
Nice.
XDC and XLM are 2 of them that stand out for me. So with XDC, they have masternodes. And I don't know if Stader has the ability to create masternodes on the network. Is that something you guys have explored or thought about?
Uh, so creating masternodes or validators is not our cup of tea, right? Because
Okay.
there are several other professional validators who are much more capable and have the skill sets to do that. But our primary skill set lies in creating smart contracts that sit on top of the validators
All right.
and issue liquid tokens and creating use cases on top of these liquid tokens. Now, if there is an
Gotcha.
opportunity to create this type of infrastructure or application on top of these uh, banking messaging tokens, of course, why
Yeah.
not? If the opportunity is large and there is a demand for it, of course, we can go there.
Okay. And then what are you working on now as far as new features to the platform?
One of the most important things that we are working on is expanding our liquid staking solution to Ethereum. That
Okay.
is that we are launching that in a month from now.
Do you have
It's
a
a
do you have a specific date for that yet?
we don't have a specific date, but we are planning to launch it around the middle of February,
Okay.
right? So apart from that, we are also building several applications on top of our liquid staking tokens on BNB as well as Polygon.
All right. And then throughout our conversation, is there anything you feel we haven't covered or discussed yet?
I think we probably should also talk about the Stader team beyond
Okay.
beyond me, right? So, I mean, though I am the face of the organization, there are several team members who are more competent or probably have the right set of skills to build these smart contracts. So we have Sid and Dheeraj, who are my technical co-founders, highly capable leaders who have built smart contracts across 6 blockchains, and
Wow.
we also have a pretty solid leadership team both across tech and non-tech. Most of these guys come from the Ivy Leagues, did their computer science or masters in management, who are handling business and business development across each of these chains.
Okay. Now, with your team, are they located all around the world?
Yeah, we are a global team right from day one. We have
Okay.
teams spread across US, Canada, Europe, India, some parts of Asia.
And how many team members do you think you have at this time?
Overall, we have about 40 full-time individuals.
40.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. So, out of that 40, how many are developers? How many are for marketing and growth?
About 50 to 60% are developers, and the rest of them are BD, marketing, and yeah.
Okay. Now, with them developers, do you have specific teams for specific blockchains?
Yes, of course. We have each of the blockchain is like an independent unit,
Okay. So what? Five guys per team or something?
something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then trying to think, are there any specific wallets you would recommend for our listeners to use that they could access the Stader platform?
I think so. That's the beauty of Stated app, right? They can use any decentralized wallet or even even custodians like Fireblocks or Bitco, etc., to access, or MetaMask institutional to access our Stader dApps across the chains, including Polygon, BNB, etc. We support like almost more than 10 wallets on each of these chains, including the
Okay.
likes of MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Math Wallet, Coinbase Wallet, all of these.
And that was the next question was Trust Wallet. Are you guys partners with Decent Wallet yet?
Uh, no, I think we support Decent Wallet on the chains where
Okay.
they support, but
Yep.
I don't recall a
Not
specific
specifically.
partnership. Yes.
Right, I got you. Um, would you recommend a hot wallet or a cold storage wallet for using Stader?
Uh, See, it again depends on the user's comfort, right? A lot of
Okay.
users are not very comfortable with cold wallets, or
Right.
because it's like it's not as easy as using a phone. You will
For
have
sure.
to you will have to sign in. You'll have to connect that. But I think we have made accessing Stated app very easy for a Ledger user or a Trezor user or any kind of a hardware wallet user.
I just got a SafePal wallet for
Oh
Christmas
yeah,
from
great. Yeah.
my mother-in-law. And I've been messing around with that the last couple of days, but they have the option for using dApps inside their hardware wallet. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yep.
Um, the Decent wallet as well, they have the option to use dApps with their hardware wallet. So there is an option, but it's a more technical route for cryptocurrency users to use a hardware wallet versus a software wallet that's considered hot on your cell phone or on your computer. Um, what do you feel is the asset with the largest community that you support right now?
Uh, I think we have.
Would it be Polygon?
Yeah, probably I would say Polygon, BNB, and Hedera are the largest communities that exist today,
Okay.
at least
And
on the
then,
Stader platform.
right, I got you. And then I'm at a loss for words because personally, in my experience of staking, I most of the time I use main chain staking. I don't go into the token staking that are built on top of a network. Are you guys staying with main chain
Yeah.
staking, or are you going into tokens as well?
No, we actually our primary focus is on the main chain, which is the main POS token staking,
Okay.
like
So you guys have
Ethereum.
no interest in going for third party built on top of a main chain. You have no interest in that. You only want the main chains.
We currently look at main chains because that's where the largest market opportunity exists.
Right.
If obviously some of the other protocols or these dApps, other opportunity with dApps increases, then we potentially would probably look at that as well.
Have you guys thought about adding Cronus as an option to the Stader platform?
Yeah, so Kronos is like the crypto.com's network, right?
Yep.
Yes. So we have looked at it. I mean, it's probably not an immediate priority for us,
Okay.
but maybe in the mid to long term, we would look at adding support for that.
Gotcha. Because that's another one that we have the opportunity to stake, but they have third party tokens on top of the network.
Gotcha.
And I've explored a couple of them and I stake them currently. But like I said, them are third parties. Them are one of the few that you have to do more research. There's a lot more that goes into doing the smaller tokens rather than main chains. Now, that comes back to the research aspect for Stader. When you guys add a new asset, how much research goes into what you are adding to the platform?
A lot of research goes into it because it is very important for us to actually be very thorough about the research because the asset that we add to the platform becomes very critical, and the ecosystem around that is built around that asset becomes critical because for our liquid token the use cases are very very important, and the higher the number of use cases, better is the opportunity for us.
Right. I got you. So, is there anything else you would like to point out about the Stader platform?
No, I think I'm good. For all your listeners and viewers, you can go on to statalabs.com, select the chain that is of interest for you. Please try out the platform. We have like amazing number of DeFi opportunities that are waiting to be unlocked.
Now, with staterlabs.com, is that the dApp itself, or do they have to click on a link to get to the dApp?
They'll have to click on the specific blockchain link to get to the they get to the dApp.
Okay, I got you. All right. Well, thank you for being on the show, Amit. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to the future developments of Stader.
Thanks a lot, Josh, and really appreciate having me on the show. And it was great talking to you. And thanks a lot to your viewers and listeners.
All right. Happy New Year, brother. Have a good day.
Thanks, Josh. It was great chat.
Bye bye.
See you.